Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. If you're new around here, please hit the like button. Be so kind to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you see when all of my videos are live. Today, again, it's a topic about Manchester United because Man United for me are the gift that keeps giving at the moment. And this video I've entitled Escaping Manchester United, and I just want to make clear what I mean. For years, I keep hearing that X, Y, and Z player at Manchester United are no good. This player's rubbish. What a terrible signing. He's a flop. He's terrible. He's dusty. All of these different words that the kids in 2025 want to use for footballers. But I'm going to ask you some questions in this video about, are the players that bad at Man United? Or is it the environment? And is it Man United in general? And what do I mean by that? Well, I want to use a few examples of players that have left Man United and always seem to do better when they leave. But when they're at Man United, I keep hearing how bad these players are. So, for example, right now, I'm looking at Rasmus Hojlund. Now, again, I'm not going to overinflate how good Rasmus Hojlund is or how good he could be. I don't know. He's still a young striker that, for me, made the wrong move going to Manchester United for such a big fee. Obviously, the fee is not his fault. But going to Man United and being the main man at Manchester United at that age, when the club is in such a mess, almost felt to me like a really backward step in his career. And the crazy thing about me saying that is a number of years ago, you would never have said that a young player going to Man United is a backward step or is a bad career move. But when I looked at Xerxes joining Man United and Rasmus Hojlund, for example, I looked at it and always said, these players for me should not have been first team starters at Man United. And it was never about their ability as footballers. It was about, Man United needed better players that were ready for the first team. If you're leading the line at Man United, you need to be a top player. Was Rasmus Hojlund ready for that? I don't think so. He should have been a player that's joining Man United, getting 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there off the bench, starting in cup games and building and learning and growing. But he had no one to build and learn and grow from. So straight away, he's chucked into the first team. He's playing week in, week out. His confidence is shot to pieces and everyone just goes, oh my God, what a flop. He's a terrible footballer. And I always said, I want to see Rasmus Hojlund away from Man United. I want to see how good is this guy when we take him out of that Man United cauldron, that bubble of horribleness. I don't even know the word I'm looking for there. It feels poison there at the moment. And I want to see, what does he do when he leaves? And I've watched Napoli a few times this season, including the highlights from last night. And he looks a different guy. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm not going to go, oh my God, he's amazing. Put him up there on a pedestal. But the 2 goals he scored yesterday, I don't see him scoring those for Man United. The header he scored yesterday, and if you haven't seen it, was a top-class header. Really good header to dart in front of the keeper, bang, get in there. And it looked like a guy that was playing with a bit of confidence oozing through his body, oozing through his veins. And the first goal he scored last night was even better. Kevin De Bruyne doing Kevin De Bruyne things. Doesn't surprise anyone. Plays the through ball. Now, when he's going through on goal, you're thinking to yourself, you're not going to score this. Because in your mind, you're thinking, this is the Manchester United version of Rasmus Hojlund. But it looked powerful. He looked clinical. He went through, bustled the defenders and just slotted it home. And I looked and I thought, I didn't see you doing that at Man United. I watched him miss chance after chance after chance. The body language never looked like yesterday. He looked like a man. He looked powerful. He looked, give me the ball. At United, it just looked very meek and mild and weak. Now, I don't know what Rasmus Hojlund will become in the future. I don't know whether he's going to go on to ever be a striker that gets 20, 25, 30 goals in a season. That wasn't my point. My point was more about why is he able in 5 or 6 games for Napoli to grab 3? I think he's got 3 in 6. Somebody might tell me differently. I think he's got 3 or 4 in 6. But why is he able to do that and look good and look strong and commanding? But at Man United, I didn't once look at him and go, yeah, you look like you've got something about you. Now, you could just say, Sava, that's one footballer. Let's have a look at Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford at Man United, for whatever reason, people will say his personality, his attitude, whatever it may be. But he went to Villa and had a really good loan spell, didn't he? He had a really good loan spell at Aston Villa, scored a number of goals, got assists as well. I remember watching him in the PSG game where PSG went to Aston Villa, to Villa Park. He was unplayable. He looked absolutely fantastic. And then this year he's gone to Barcelona and already loads of goals, getting assists, and he looks unplayable at times. Now, again, that's not me putting him on this big pedestal to say, what an angel, what a brilliant footballer. He's never had attitude problems. No, none of that. But why are these players playing better when they leave Man United? You can add in Anthony to that situation as well. Anthony went on loan for the second half of last season to Real Betis, was absolutely brilliant, scoring, it felt like every week. I know it wasn't, but it felt like he was scoring loads of goals, helped them get through to the Conference League final, and he just looked different. He had that buzz back. He looked like the player we had seen in Holland. He just looked good. He looked assured and confident, and he's gone back there again this year, and they love him. So how bad can these players be versus the cauldron at Man United? Hence, why do these players need to escape? I'll say the same. Is Ugarte a bad player? Loads of clubs wanted Ugarte. He's gone to Man United and it's been, I'm not going to defend him. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. He's looked really poor, but who hasn't? Who hasn't looked poor at Man United? Is De Ligt this guy? De Ligt, a guy that plays for the Netherlands, and he's played for Bayern Munich. He's played for Juventus. Goes to Man United, suddenly looks dreadful. So where does the issue lie? Is it the players? Is it Man United? Cunha and Mbeumo, it's early days for them, but they look shadows of themselves. Right now, they just look like shells of the players we saw last year who terrorized, both of them terrorized Premier League defenses. This year, they just both look a bit, a bit forlorn, they're just not interested, a bit lackadaisical. Yet, I reckon if you took a Cunha and put him in a top team, if you took an Mbeumo and put him in another team, they look good again. So what is the problem at Man United? Are Man United ruining these footballers? Is Lenny Yoro, he was one of the most highly rated young centre-backs in the world. Loads of clubs were bidding for him. He's gone to Man U and he just looks like nothing. And I watched him before and I thought, you're a very good young defender. Now I look at him and think, you just look nothing. I fail to believe that all of these players are bad. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to ask you this question. And again, I always like to ask people, try and take away your biased nature. So if you just hate Man United, don't just go, oh, the players are rubbish. Why? Why do they get there and they suddenly don't look good? Talk to me. Is it the developing? Is it the coaching? And it's not just Amorim. This was before Amorim with Ten Hag as well and with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What is going on at Man United? Are these players that bad? Let me know your thoughts. And the last question I'll ask you is this. Do all of these players have to escape Manchester United to resurrect their careers? And are players going to Man United ruining their careers? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Please like the video. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Until the next video, see you later.